$4.7 billion is now the final confirmed cost of the EU's Android antitrust outcome against Google. And that one legal number, 5 software impacting AI and platform stories this morning, each forcing immediate engineering decisions. The European Court of Justice upheld the Android antitrust ruling, confirming the earlier penalty at scale, $4.1 billion, reported as $4.7 billion. That keeps legal pressure squarely on teams that depend on Google-backed Android channels, search, or monetization partnerships. The story is framed as a standing judgment, not a partial reversal, so the commercial assumptions tied to Android behavior now need to be treated as unstable. Before your next EU-facing release, audit platform terms, SDK integrations, and any Android-specific channel logic for policy-driven change. This is a reminder that platform law is a product constraint, and compliance work should be planned like capacity planning, not legal housekeeping. Qualcomm announced Linux 2.0 in its developer blog, signaling a new platform baseline for Snapdragon-adjacent work. The Hacker News post has 106 upvotes and 45 comments, showing above-average technical interest for a release signal. GitHub announced Kimi K2.7 code as generally available in Copilot, moving this model from future-looking talk into a deployment option. The signal strength is concrete, 144 upvotes and 55 comments on the thread. For teams using AI-assisted coding, model availability is no longer abstract because it directly impacts generated code quality. Review F. Add Kimi K2.7 as a pilot path in Copilot and run a 1-sprint A/B against your current default model before hardening your governance and budget. If a model is GA, choosing not to test it is a strategic decision. Choose it anyway and measure, or your competitors will measure you out. Cloudflare introduced a monetization gateway approach to charge for resources behind its edge using X42. The post has 298 upvotes and 212 comments, and the important part is architectural. Billing can move from app-level middleware in teams with mixed free and paid APIs or assets can enforce paywall and usage policy earlier in the request path. Spin up a edge billing can simplify your product model if your threat model is clean, but it will also expose every leaky abstraction in your monetization stack. A new Android malware report linked through the ecosystem is the strongest security engagement today, with 472 upvotes and 209. It is a fresh signal tied to a July 1, 2026 submission date. So this is active noise in the threat landscape, not an art. The provided data gives no malware family details, but that does not reduce urgency. The release is a clear trigger for release. Readiness, rigor. Harden Android pipeline gates now. Stricter APK provenance, tighter permission review, and release blocking tied to malware feed validation. When malware attention spikes that high, waiting for extra details is often the most expensive thing you can do. If this brief helped your plan for today, follow and subscribe for the next morning dispatch and the links in the description.